Welcome and thank you very much for watching WTV Sports Center. This weekend we bring you the story that was not told concerning Masaku 7's. We all know that the action went down in Kenyatta Stadium in Masaku City last weekend, and we had a lot of activity that took place, including the big match, Samurai Wakulima beating Kilunda 54-0. So we have those details as well, and also a WTV exclusive interview with arguably the best rugby player in Africa, Collins Injera. So all this has been lined up for you, but let's see how that action unfolded last weekend. Samurai Wakulima defeated Top Fry Nakuru 32-0 to win the Masaku 7's title in a thrilling encounter played on Sunday at the Kenyatta Stadium. Patrice Agina reacted fast to a loose ball from a scrum down to make the first try, though Biko Adema squandered the subsequent conversion. Micah Gavi doubled Wakulima's lead minutes later, with Oscar Ouma extending the lead just before the break. Dan Sikuta added the fourth after the restart before substitute Cyprian Kuto made another try with a successful conversion by Adema, making it 27-0. Horace Otieno wrapped up the match with a stellar try to guarantee the team a win. Wakulima had early eliminated Homeboys 24-7 in the semi-final, while Nakuru were 12-0 winners over Young Turks. Oscar Yodi opened the scoring with a third-minute try before Biko Adema successfully converted to give his team a 7-0 lead. Before Homeboys could recover, Michael Wanjala added another try, scoring in between the posts. Homeboys did not settle down and pulled a try back through Kevin Masai, with Augustine Lugonzo converting as they trailed Wakulima 7-12 going into the break. In other matches, Cabra Sugar beat Min Machine 62-0 to win the bow, while Uganda's Pirates defeated Dagoretti Bulldogs 26-10 to take home the Shield title. Well, that's how the action unfolded last weekend in Masaku 7's, and we've seen a very interesting game there. Samurai Wakulima beating Kilunda 54-0. Now we are getting back here home and talking about matters rugby here in the country. What is ailing the rugby team? Because number 13, finishing as number 13, that's not a very good performance. And now I'm joined by Lawrence, one of the match administrator, somewhere in Eldoret. So thank you very much, Lawrence. Let me ask you something, because you are in rugby. There is the issue of managing teams and all that. Are you satisfied with the performance of the Kenya 7's team so far so good?
I'm actually not satisfied, being a former player and a fan of rugby. But I think so far, with the numerous tournaments that around the country, we can probably create a larger, what do I call it, a larger base of players for the coaches to do the assessment. But more work is needed from the rugby union in terms of management of the national team. Because when you try and evaluate the assessment of the players, from when Coach Mike Friday was the coach and now, the players are much more the same, but the performance is not the same. So it means that the same players would do much more better work.
So what exactly do you think is ailing the rugby? Where are we getting it wrong?
I think in politics. We are losing it when we get to politics. We are politicizing the game, and it's really coming down, crumbling on us. And it's going to take a lot of effort to bring it back to the glory that it had.
So moving forward, what do you think is the solution?
As one of the people who tried and to come up with an event, what we can do is create the base, as I said earlier, for the players, for the selectors to at least have a larger base to select from.
And of course, you being a rugby player, what can you tell the upcoming, the rising stars in rugby? Because you've been there at one point, and some are looking at it like, there's a lot of politics being played. There's that young person who is willing to play rugby. So what's your word?
Yes, rugby is a good sport. Gives you discipline. As you can see, after stopping rugby, you will lose shape kidogo. Lakini basically, every young person out there, if you get the chance to play rugby, play. it's a very good sport.
Wow, you've heard it. That has been Lawrence, one of the key players in rugby, that is in Uasin Gishu, Eldoret town to be very specific, and he was basically talking about what is ailing the rugby in this country, and he has talked of one major point, that is politics. Maybe perhaps that's something that we need to correct. So WTV Sports Center continues shortly, and next we have that exclusive interview of Collins Injera. So stay tuned.
So ball back into Kenya's hands. What can Biko Adima do to set up Collins Injera? Injera has a little cut now. Injera, this is going to be the moment where Collins Injera scores his 200th try in a Kenyan jersey on the 7's World Series. And Injera, well, he's such a character, and he's signing the ball. Look at this. Is this not brilliant? Oh, I love that.
The restart, so.
Congratulations. Where did he have that pen? Not sure the cameraman's going to be too happy about that one from now on, but what a way to mark your 200th try.
When the Kenyan superstar Collins Injera celebrated his 200th try on the World 7 Series by taking out a permanent marker from his socks and signing the ball, news went viral, causing a bit of a stir around the globe for as much good as bad. Well, it was a classic celebration with the marker stored in his socks until being needed. There were concerns about the damage to the camera. So, who is this Collins Injera? Injera is a Kenyan rugby player. He's known for his achievements with the Kenya national rugby 7's team. He's one of the top career try scorers of all time on the World Rugby 7 Series.
Just charges his way to the line. Collins Injera.
Now a strong player for the Kenya 7 squad, Injera started with the team at the 2006 Dubai 7's and played in the 2009 Rugby World Cup 7's, where Kenya reached the semi-finals. He became the top try scorer for the 2008-2009 IRB 7's World Series season with 42 tries. Injera was nominated for the 2009 IRB 7's Player of the Year award, which was eventually won by Ollie Phillips of England. Injera won the Kenya Sportsman of the Year award in 2009, and in 2010, Injera was awarded the Presidential Order of Golden Warriors alongside his brother Humphrey Kayange for their performance in the 2008-2009 IRB 7's World Series. And we are just about to talk to one of the legends when it comes to Kenyan rugby, that is Collins Injera. Thank you very much, Collins, for making time for us. How has been your experience so far so good in Kenyan rugby? Not Masaku's, but Kenyan rugby.
Kenyan rugby. Hey, that's a while back. But I think my whole experience personally has been awesome. I think starting way back in 2005 after clearing high school in the Kenyan rugby scene, it was quite tough. But I think just through hard work, determination, staying disciplined at all times, and just staying focused to your goal, I think my experience, I can say, generally has been amazing.
Maybe you can tell us what has been your highest moment and as well as your lowest moments in terms of the Kenyan rugby.
I've had quite a few high moments and also some few, I can't say few, quite some low moments, but the high moments were reaching the first semi-final in the World Cup in 2009 and also doing it again, all over again in 2013. Being the top try scorer in the series 2008-2009 series, beating New Zealand in their backyard. I think there are quite so many high moments that I can count. On the low moment side, we've had quite a few. We had a high season, then coming like to 20, was it 12? 13? Yeah, 2013 we had a very good season, finished top 5 in the world. Yes. I think coming next season we didn't perform well. We went down, and also this season has been quite a low moment. I think the team flirting on the relegation zone wasn't quite a good thing, but I think at last we managed to pull through, and we are still in the core team series. So I've had quite a few high and low moments in the rugby scene.
Well, that's nice. Now there are so many people, especially young players, that look, you as the role model, but some are blind about some of the challenges that you guys go through. Maybe you can just take us through some of the challenges.
I can say challenges actually vary with individuals, but generally the challenges that keep work. I think when you work hard, and some of the young players might think that they are working hard, but their moment hasn't come. Your moment will come if you stay focused to your goal, keep working hard. Your moments will definitely come. So I think that's the general challenge I can say, because people think that I've worked too hard, but it hasn't come, so he's giving up and moving on to other things. I think what I can tell them is, I think never give up. Just keep working, because you never know when that moment will come. It might come when you're playing in a club level. It might come at training. You'll never know. But what I can tell them is just keep working hard, and things will fall into place.
Wow, that's quite inspiring. Now, coming to Masaku 7's now, we've seen you advising some teams here. So are you playing, and how about Masaku 7's now?
Actually, Masaku 7 has always been special to me, because I remember when they launched it the first time, I was the guest player, and when we were still playing at the golf course. And last year I didn't come to Masaku because we were away on national duty. But I think every time I'm around, I have to come to Masaku, because it's such a nice place for developing rugby. You can see all the nice teams coming, bringing in young boys who are trying to play it in the big stadium. At least they get a feel of the big stadium. And also for development-wise, it's quite a good place to be. I've met so many young guys here who are really working hard to make it in the national team.
Okay, and of course some critics have said that rugby in Kenya is marred by so many things when it comes to leadership. If you are to change something in Kenyan rugby so that you can take it to the highest level, what can you do?
If I were me, I think I would try to put in more resources in the team and into the program, because I think the next level for Kenyan rugby is to put it professionally, where you wake up, play rugby, go to sleep, wake up the next morning, get your salary, get your everything. But that's just me. Putting so much resources, I think we need to invest in the sport.
Of course, we cannot end this conversation without talking about that the million signature. What do you have to talk about? I know you've spoken about it before, but maybe you can just, for the purpose of record on WTV, tell us about that experience when you had to sign the camera.
Where do I start? I knew I was going to sign the ball. The camera actually just popped in after I scored the try and signed the ball. And the camera signature was actually for the fans out there. I scored my 200th try and realized it's such a big moment, and it just shows how long I've come as a player since I started way back in 2006 and up to now scoring my 200th try. It was such a great milestone, and I thought about the fans who have been really there with the team when we had our highs, when we had our lows, and I signed the camera for them at home.
After you signed, there were a lot of talk, especially on social media. So how did it end?
It was too much speculation and assumption. Nothing happened. I was never approached by anyone to come and pay the camera. I don't know where the story came from. And as you know, blogs will say anything to get traffic.
Of course, so many people look up to you as the role model. And as we wind up this conversation, maybe you have a message for them to inspire them, to encourage them when it comes to rugby. What can we really tell them?
I think in regards to rugby is stay focused, stay disciplined, stay determined, and things will fall into place. Never give up. When you keep working hard and things are not working out for you personally, you just keep on doing it. I believe in keep doing it. The opportunities will definitely come. And one thing I believe is that it's never about the opportunity of a lifetime. You might get one opportunity and think that that was it. It's never about that. It's about the lifetime of that opportunity. When you get that opportunity, how long will that opportunity last? Because opportunities are always there. We can't say that I had this one opportunity and I blundered. No, the next one will come. And it's a matter of how you will use the timeline of that opportunity.
And Kenya 7's is currently at position 13 when it comes to this series. So your expectations now from now moving on?
Now I think we are resting. We're on off season, but we're just about to resume. I think next week we might be resuming next week. But moving on, we still have the World Cup the Olympic qualifiers in South Africa. So at the moment, that's the priority. So we need to qualify for the Olympics. Then from there, we can begin our series.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you very much, Collins, for speaking to us. All the best in your career. That has been Collins Injera, one of the Kenyan legends when it comes to rugby. And he says that come next season, rugby is going to the next level. So that's it for now, but Sports Center continues. So what next after Masaku 7's? Kenya 7's rugby is growing in popularity and respect. Even before Masaku 7's dance settles, rugby fans are preparing for Chebarbar Rugby 7's in Uasin Gishu County later in the year. You have probably seen this animated video.
In the starting, in the coming, in the Missouri, in the going in the Chebarbar.
No doubt Uasin Gishu is the city of champions, but that city of champions is also diversifying to ensure a certain population discovers and gets to showcase their talents in rugby. The Chebarbar 7's will be held on 3rd and 4th October this year. The tournament, which is growing by the year, is expected to attract at least 18 teams. Samuel Lemayan is the chairman of the organizing committee for Chebarbar 7's. We speak to him concerning the expectations of Chebarbar 7's this year, as well as his general assessment of the Kenyan rugby. Let me start by, your comment concerning the remarks that we've just heard from our exclusive interview with Injera. Are you satisfied with the rugby performance here in the country?
No, totally not. I think Kenya can do much better when it comes to rugby, especially with the amount of money that is being pumped into rugby right now and the craze that it has in Kenya right now. So many people, so many counties, so many institutions are willing to partner up with rugby institutions or other rugby clubs to, push the rugby sensation further, or rather push that interest further. So many institutions are now adopting rugby right now, and we have so much money that can be put aside for training alone. But currently our Kenyan team is not performing so well, maybe because of the kind of politics that is happening in KRU currently. But I feel that with the coming year and the new season, the new season that we are having this year, I think that 7's will actually do a better job than what we've seen previously.
We can only wish them the very best. Now let's go to your case. You are the chief organizer or the chairman of Chebarbar 7's. What is Chebarbar 7's?
Chebarbar 7's is a rugby tournament that we hold in Uasin Gishu County, specifically Eldoret. We started it 2 years ago, but last year was our biggest break. We had huge number of people coming around. We had over 10,000 people gracing the event. It was a one-day event, though this year it's going to be a two-day event. And part of the reason why we're here is to also see how, adopt the excellence that Masaku 7's has adopted so far and has got, and this kind of support and even bring international teams to this event.
Now, preparations underway. So far, so good. How are you faring in terms of sponsorship? Because for you to have a very good event, you must consider, the money factor. Money is everything when it comes to sports. So far, so good. How are you performing in that area?
I would say that money is actually a key role player in organizing rugby events. It's an expensive affair. I'm not allowed to disclose right now who is aboard and who is not, but so far we have around 4 sponsors who are aboard. We're still looking for other sponsors, and part of the reason also we came here is to also look for, talk to some of the people who are helping out, organizing and partnering with this event for Masaku this year. I believe that Chebarbar 7's will actually almost, if not completely, come to par with Masaku 7's in the coming years.
And perhaps maybe I should have even started by asking why Chebarbar, because Chebarbar is a guy that we know with athletics. So why Chebarbar?
Chebarbar is actually associated with the word home. And I would say that in Rift Valley, home is that place that you always want to be. It's a happy place. So Chebarbar came about. You are aware of this guy called Lakong, who was a runner, and he made a joke about Chebarbar. Chebarbar is actually a name of a place in Rift Valley, and we adopted the name because it felt more closer to home. Yes.
And something else that apart from that event itself, what do you aim to achieve? Because we have people organizing marathons and such events for charity to raise money to nurture talent. So where do you stand?
One is to mentor talent. That is our biggest achievement so far. We've been able to mentor a couple of teams that wanted to join, start their own rugby teams and high schools. We usually do monthly rugby mini tournaments for high schools, so that we can come up. Help the institutions grow the sport in their high schools and some few colleges in Uasin Gishu and Rift Valley at large. We've gone as far as Nandi County, and we are also partnering with them hopefully next year to do a collab of the two counties sort of event, but still under the name Chebarbar.
You are a rugby fan. I've known you to be one. How do you rate Masaku 7's?
Masaku 7's on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a confident 8. Yeah. it's that good this year. We've seen international teams coming around. There's last year we had so many, a lot of immoral things happening around, according to what the media says. Though those of us who are here in the pitch, we didn't see none of that. But this year, so far, so good. I'd give it a thumbs up. Yeah.
And finally, your word to the upcoming or rising stars when it comes to rugby as a game. What would you tell them?
Upcoming, keep playing rugby. Keep playing rugby. Rugby is a career actually right now. It's the money thing right now. Yeah, so if you want to play rugby, it can be your career. You can make money out of it, but all you have to do is to be committed, and you know what? Love the game.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you, sir.
7's. I just hope you invite us.
Definitely, you guys have to come. You guys have to make it.
Well, we've been talking to Samuel Lamai. I'm the chairman when it comes to the organizing committee of Jabarbar 7's, an event that is really meant to nurture talents as well as build rugby as a career. At this point, we take a short break. But when we come back, we are going to tell you the other side of Masaku 7's. Stay tuned. Welcome back, and we are glad that you are still watching WTV Sports Center. This is the second part where we focus on the side shows. Now, Masaku 7's is an international rugby tournament, but apart from the rugby, there is a lot that really happens here in Machakos, Kenyatta Stadium. This is the place where the after party is being held, and as you can see right behind me, at this particular point, we have the Tusker officials setting up for the grand party this evening. So this is where it all goes down. But apart from the party, there's also a big business that goes on here, from beverages and alcoholic drinks as well as other products. Forget about the matches played inside the stadium. The real action was on the Machakos streets. The town was packed from Friday morning, but that was nothing compared to the spectacle on Saturday with hordes descending on the town, the Masaku 7's crowd. Judging from the number of cars parked along the main roads leading to Machakos, they came from far and wide. Traders in Machakos may not have an in-depth understanding of the game of rugby, but they surely made a kill out of the fun-filled event.
Today is gonna be the best.
From the man doing temporary tattoos at the stadium entrance to hawkers selling all kinds of merchandise, business was booming, but the beer seller appeared to be king.
Kunywa pombe unakunywa taratibu na kufurahia, sio kukunywa kupita kiasi.
The crowds appear to have come with one mission: drink shelves empty. Amid all excitement, Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua arrived at the stadium in a blue chopper. The crowd went wild, vuvuzelas blaring, but not without an advice to His Excellency, the Governor.
Kitu tungetaka tubadilishe pale kwa entrance, hii pepea kadi ya KCB inapoteza network huko.
Exactly.
Tukiingia, unaweka hapo kama dakika 5 ama 10 ili ndio uingie. Ukweli. Unaweka 1000 na M-Pesa umkoto wili kuingia.
Ukweli.
Mtu mmoja anapata ticket. Kwa hivyo unakaa kama dakika 10 ndio uingie.
Haifai. Kitu kingine.
Haifai.
Tunangoja county council ya Machakos iongeze uwanja bwana. Hatuwezi ingiza magari hapa. Ndio mashida. Magari inawekwa huko. Hiyo inaenda risk mingi sana. Tunangoja magari iletwe hapa.
With all the fun, some got excuses why they had no reason to watch the matches.
Kisumu, lakini wamenilet down, hakuna carpet, so isicheza kwa uzuri.
Well, when all was said and done, Samurai Wakulima proved one thing: put prize money, good prize money on any tournament, and you are about to attract the best talent in sport. Samurai Wakulima was full of experienced Kenya 7's players, and they breezed through the tournament without breaking any sweat. Full deserved winners, but also good value for fans' money. Well, that has been some of the reaction from the rugby fans as well as the participants in this year's Masaku 7's being held at Kenyatta Stadium in Machakos County. Now, apart from the matches, there is a lot that goes on in Masaku 7's, and now as we wind up, we must go to the details and the sideshows. And now to bring us to speed on matters happening here at Kenyatta Stadium, I have my colleague Steve. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us here.
We've been covering this event together now. Basically, how do you like the event?
Well, I'm glad I came. You know, this event has been a superb success. I think there's been a lot of activity, a lot of rugby, a lot of action. I've witnessed a team being beaten 54-0. You know, it was a good event for me. I really loved it, yes.
Okay, and talking of some of the players that we've seen Collins Injera advising the young players as well as Humphrey Kayange. Do you think they will take rugby to the next level?
Well, I think rugby in Kenya has a great future with role models such as Humphrey Kayange and Collins Injera really motivating the youth, even coming up to get the young team to play with them in this tournament has been a great success. And I think that, you know, the rugby in Kenya has a great success, has a great future ahead of it, and there's more to come.
Wow, and even as we go on in this conversation, you can really hear some noise in the background. That means action is still going on. We have some matches being played, and the after party preparations is underway. Let's now go to the after party, Steve. We know Masaku 7's for a very long time has been associated with pomp and color. What are your expectations tonight?
It has lived up to the expectations, I must say. As you can see, there are a lot of party revelers already here, and they are waiting for the evening to start, for the after party to begin. As you can see, there are a lot of people enjoying themselves. It's not only rugby, you know. With rugby events, it's not only rugby. There's a lot of music, a lot of food, a lot of drinks going on here. So it's going to be a good party going into the evening, yes.
And of course, even some people come here at Masaku 7 specifically for the after party. And I think that's really gives the image that, you know, sports can be fun.
Yeah, well, that's true. We've seen people streaming in here as late as now, coming to witness even the last game being played right now, and also the after party. Most people are here for the after party, I must say. But it's been a good event, and it's going to be a good event even going into the night.
Oh no, the security we've seen, are you satisfied that, you know, guys are safe here?
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot of, you know, the NYS officers parading the surrounding here, and also the G4S have been here, and also not to forget the administration police have been present in this place. So security is tight and everyone is safe despite all the fun that is going on. Everyone is safe, and it's a good feeling, it's a good vibe here at Machakos.
Sometimes back we saw the governor, that is Alfred Mutua, coming with a chopper, you know, that grand entrance.
Yeah.
And I'm just asking now, what are some of the misses and hits of the county government in organizing these events? How would you say about that? Where have they done well, and where is improvement needed?
I could commend them in terms of the organization. There's not been much traffic coming in. There's been a lot of organization, because you see the traffic is one way coming into the stadium and one way leaving the stadium. So that reduces the congestion that was being witnessed last year. Also, I'd say that they have done a commendable job to make sure that the security is tight and everyone is catered for. But in terms of the misses, I'd say when it comes to accessing the money, as you know,
yes,
you are only allowed to use the KCB prepare card within the grounds. There are no other money services, you know, money access services here. I think if there was a variety, it would have made things more easier for the fans who are here. So I think maybe next time they can try and look into that. We can try and have a variety of ways to how people can access their money.
And of course, that's our call to action to the organizers. There has been a lot of confusion in terms of how one can access the money. And we've seen KCB Prepare being given priority, of course, because they are the sponsors. But from the feeling from the general public is that at least they could have also given a leeway to use, the M-Pesa, because we've been having people here and they cannot access the money.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking for M-Pesa here, and once you leave the stadium, it's hard to get in without, being asked to pay again. So that's an inconvenience for most of the fans here. So I think they should look into that. As much as they want people to use the KCB Prepare card, they should try and look into the variety of ways how people can get their money, so people can enjoy themselves fully.
That's a message to the sponsors and the organizers as far as the money services are concerned. Maybe next time we may consider having other key players still in the industry, so that you can give people freedom in terms of how they would like to use their money. Now let's go to the matches as well. We are not yet done with rugby. You heard Injera say that, next season we are taking the rugby to the next level. What must they do to change the standings? Because currently, number 13, we are almost, it's a tricky balance.
Kenya for a long time has been known to be a rugby powerhouse in Africa. Not even in the world, it's known to be a rugby powerhouse. So I think the last season, the previous season that just ended, it was disappointing for most of the fans. But I believe that they can change so many things. They can try and get back to their game, the running game. Kenya is very well known for that sprinting game. The likes of Injera just sprint and make sure they get those tries. I think if we go back to that, we can go back to our former winning ways and get back to the top of the rugby world. Yeah.
And lastly, I must ask you, if you are to organize such an event, what are some of the things that you do differently from Machakos County government?
Well, one thing that I would do differently is try and make sure that there's parking space within the stadium or around the stadium to make guys, the fans a bit more comfortable. People want to be near their cars for security purposes, for comfort purposes. I think that is very crucial, because nobody wants to be inconvenienced. Nobody wants to go back to wherever they've come from, whether it's Nairobi or wherever, with, their car is stolen or their car has been damaged. So people just want to have their things safe. I think if they considered that, it would have been a really nice thing.
Do you agree with the perception that is with the general public concerning Masaku 7's? Last time we had a lot of graphic images being posted. Do you agree with the general public that, Masaku 7's really can get ugly?
Well, I think with a lot of events, people tend to exaggerate, but there's always, where there's smoke, there's fire. I just hope that this time there will be more caution. Make sure probably there are no underage, fans that are involved in the festivities at night. Try to be a little bit more responsible when it comes to the drinking. And I think it all boils down to responsibility. People should just try and be a bit more, responsible. At the end of the day, Masaku 7's will end, and you'll have to go back to life, So try and be a bit more responsible. Try and not enjoy yourself to the extreme. Just try and keep calm, Just try and keep it cool. Just have fun. Make sure you just don't get carried away.
And that brings us now to the end of our party, Masaku 7's. And you can always give us feedback concerning what we've heard and what you'd like to see next time on your favorite program, that is WTV Sports Center. But now, before I leave Masaku 7's, I must communicate this, because, we're talking about Masaku 7's, a tournament that has been associated with so many things. But as a matter of fact, there is a saying that says that no matter how drunk a rat is, it can never sleep on the cat's bed. So let's not use alcohol as a scapegoat to do so many things that are out of order for Machakos 7's. So for now, it's a wrap from my colleague here, Steve Durango, and I see you next time.